How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our venture in the visual novel Adventure of a Lifetime. Last episode, we met a blonde girl who apparently is on the run and got caught by an older individual and was hiding behind our main character, Hiroki. And Hiroki found it hard to explain what that girl is doing behind him, and she then, to avoid getting suspected, simply played as if she was Hiroki's little sister. So let's find out where this leads, because I'm not sure. So with that, let's load up the previous scene and see where this goes. Yeah, let's load it. And for good measure, we'll repeat the line. Oh, right. Of course. This is, my, younger sister. Sure is nice weather today, huh? Our eyes and hair were completely different colors. We didn't look the least bit alike. This is going to get ugly real fast. Yeah, well, this is the first time I've brought her to Ogasawara. She was looking forward to summer vacation so much. She even dyed her hair. Such a brat. The man's eyes were boring into me now. Well, we'd better get going. Lots to do today. Come on, sis. Okay. I grabbed her hand and led her away as fast as I could without looking suspicious. Okay, I think this is far enough. Omura Beach. A beach near Futami Port. Since it's the closest beach to the port, it's popular with tourists as well. Its beaches are made of colored coral dust, a local term for coral that has been ground to a sandy texture by the waves. Sometimes you can find lovely unbroken pieces of coral mixed in as well. Okay. From the port, we headed along Omura Beach before turning to Ogamiyama Park. I had to really look at that for a second. Yeah, can you let go of her hand now, buddy? Oh, sorry. I realized I was still holding her hand. Ogamiyama Park, an ocean-facing city park in Chichijima. Some of these are real tongue twisters right now. Comprised of the hilly Ogamiyama area and flat section of central Omura facing Futami Port, it hosts a wide variety of natural environments. There are wooden stages during summer festivals, and the Bon Festival is held here. Okay. She blushed, rubbing her wrist gently. Hiroki Mizuno, at your service. And you are? We met this morning, right? On the deck of the ferry. It seemed like she finally remembered me. Maybe she was too busy trying to get away to notice before. could only wonder what she was running from, all alone and still in her school uniform. Emily took a plastic bottle out of her bag and gulped down some juice. She'd really worked up a sweat during our escape. I soon realized I was just as tired. Too bad there weren't any vending machines nearby.
飲む?
Huh?
助けてくれたお礼。安くてごめんね。
Oh, thanks. I took the plastic bottle and stared at it for a moment. I wasn't used to sharing drinks with someone. I guess that it must not be a big deal wherever she was from. Then again, when I first met Emily, she did bring up the fact that she is Japanese. If this was just a girl from my class, I probably wouldn't freak out so much. But she was so beautiful. Doing my best to look casual, I took a few sips. It was only orange juice, but right then, it felt like the best thing I'd ever tasted. I was probably thirstier than I realized.
もし機会があったら、もっとちゃんとしたお礼するわね。
Don't worry, it was nothing. All I did was grab her hand and run, after all. Back at Omura Beach, there's a little spot called Machiko's Cafe. My grandma runs it, and she's a really good cook. Come by sometime. Oh man. Come by sometime, if you like.
わかった。
Emily flashed me a bright smile before turning away.
ありがとう、ヒロくん。
She looked back at me one last time before waving and quickly walking away. I watched her until she was out of sight. She looks really nice when she smiles. Compared to when I saw her on the deck, on the verge of tears, I thought this smiling face suited her better. With that little adventure concluded, I headed back to Fatami Port. What was up with her anyway? I hope she wasn't a stowaway or something. She left the boat the same as the rest of us, so probably not. She didn't look like she would cause trouble either. But I still felt a nagging uncertainty. I had gotten so caught up in helping her, I wasn't sure if that was even the right thing to do. I had thought about asking the people searching for her for more information, but they had already moved on. The port had been so busy before, but now it was almost deserted, with only a few tourists milling about with cameras. Apart from the tourists was a girl standing alone, looking bored. She was around the same age as me, with a tan and long black hair tied in a ponytail. Could that be her? She might be the person who was supposed to meet me here, but I wasn't sure. So I tried getting a little closer. Is it her? I really can't tell. It had been 4 years since I'd seen her. And people do change. I'd grown more than 7 inches in that time, and probably looked different in other ways too. Excuse me. The girl's ponytail bounced as she turned to face me with a blank expression. Crap, wrong person after all. Standing next to her this closely, it was obvious she was different from the person I was looking for. I was looking for a tomboy, not a cute young lady. Sorry, my mistake. I tried to laugh off the mistake, but just then a cry of distress rang out behind us. A woman had dropped her camera in the sea while trying to take a photo of the ferry setting sail. I hope it's waterproof. Wow. That's no way to start a vacation, huh? And there it is. I guess she's going after it. Without another word, the girl beside me started taking off her clothes. What the? She didn't stop at her jacket, but slipped out of her shorts too, her skin glowing under the sun. I made a real effort not to stare, but this wasn't something you saw every day. Hiroki, focus. Focus! What the heck are you doing? Out in public, no less? To my surprise, she wasn't wearing regular underwear, but a bikini swimsuit.
持ってて、すぐ戻るから。
Shoving her clothes into my hands, the girl with a tan and a ponytail kicked off her sandals and ran. Hey, where are you going?
ちょっと拾ってくる。
By the water's edge, the woman paced back and... Oh, I'm sorry. By the water's edge, the woman paced back and forth, worried about her camera. The girl casually ran right past her. And with a jump, she dove right in. What? She dove off? I was so shocked and confused, I found myself staring down into the sea alongside with the woman who had lost her camera.
どうしましょう。大丈夫かしら、あの子。
I have a feeling she will be. She was always reckless, so I guess that hasn't changed. I said, mumbling my thoughts out loud. Now I knew it had to be her. After a few minutes, a hand holding a camera shot out of the water, followed by a head.
拾ってきたよ、おばさん。
I hope it's waterproof. The woman stared in silent amazement. But the sidewalk was pretty high above the water's surface, so the girl couldn't climb back up. She'd have to swim around to a place where she could climb up or get someone to pull her up. Here, grab my hand. I reached out toward the girl, who stared blankly for just a second before shaking her head.
いい、下がってて、危ないから。
I did as she asked, a bit confused. Then, with a mighty splash, the girl leapt right out of the water. Whoa! A large animal several times her size leapt from the water with her.
イルカだわ。
The girl used a boost from the dolphin to help her jump. A moment later, she was back on shore.
ただいま。
Meanwhile, the dolphin dove back below the waves, sending water everywhere.
こら、わざとでしょ、今の。
Oh yeah, this is gonna be an interesting novel. The dolphin poked its head up and gave a squeak that sounded a lot like laughing.
もう、いたずらばっかりして。
Nice to see you haven't changed too much, Chisa. You look different, so I didn't recognize you at first. But there's only one girl I know crazy enough to dive into the sea like that.
ああ、やっぱりヒロキだったんだ。
This must be our childhood friend. We stared at one another for a moment longer as a flood of memories finally helped us recognize each other. This was, without a doubt, my childhood friend Chisa Ogasawara. Come to welcome me back. Ah, so that's the surname reference.
待ってて、これ返してくる。
She gave the camera back to the tourist, who was still stunned, barely able to believe what she just seen.
壊れてなきゃいいけど。
ありがとう。動くみたい。防水機能ついてるから。
Smart move.
そう、よかった。
あなた、もしかしてイルカ少女？
はい。
Chisa gave a forced smile.
やっぱりテレビで見たわ。イルカと泳ぐ女の子。ということは、あのイルカちゃんが？
九太郎です。
I wasn't sure if Finn, I'm assuming that's how you say it, or Fiend, was responding to his name or not, but he let out a series of friendly squeaks.
まあかわいい
The woman started taking pictures of Finn. I'm just gonna go by Finn, but if someone could correct me on that if I'm saying it wrong, let me know in the comments. The woman started taking pictures of Finn on her phone and her recently recovered camera.
どうやらカメラは無事みたいね。
Chisa smiled warily and left the tourist to her photography. Well, anyway, it's good to see you again, Chisa.
久しぶりだね、ヒロ。っていうか、どこ行ってたのよ。待ってたんだからね。
Oh, sorry about that. I was, feeling nostalgic and, went for a walk. I had a feeling that telling her I ran off with a beautiful girl I met on the boat wouldn't be doing me any favors.
そんなの後にしなさいよ。もう。
Chisa glared at me while wringing out her wet ponytail. The action had me feeling some kind of way, so I had to look away. As far as appearances went, she had changed a lot. The last time I visited Ogasawara, I was still in elementary school. Back then, Chisa could easily have been mistaken for a boy. But now, well...
どうした？
That bikini was doing a great job of showing off Chisa's full figure. Hiroki, focus! Focus! The healthy glow the sun had left on her tan skin made her look like she was bursting with energy. When we were kids, she always had a tan. But this was different somehow. No, not really.
変なの？
Finn looks like he's doing well. Eager to change the subject, I looked over to the dolphin. Other tourists had joined the woman and they were all snapping photos like their lives depended on it. A born showman, Finn was darting around, letting everyone get a good look at him. Chisa looked worried though.
あんまり近づかない方がいいですよ。
But it was too late. With a flip of his tail, Finn sent a cascade of water over the assembled tourists. A moment later, they were all drenched from head to toe. And as for Finn, he clearly found the whole thing hilarious. His sweet and innocent demeanor gone, he looked all too pleased with himself.
その子、性格歪んでるんで。
Finn sent a final spray of water our way before swimming off toward the open ocean. Wow.
でっかくなったね。顔もなんか男っぽくなって、最初誰かわかんなかったよ。
I was thinking the same too, more or less.
そう？そんなに変わったかな。
Chisa glanced down at herself. She was partially dressed now, wearing her bikini top and shorts. Her well-defined curves were there for all to see, her skin glistening in the sun. It was quite obvious that she had changed, but she didn't seem to realize it herself. Well, your hair's longer now.
そこか。
Good move, Hiroki. Good move. We continued chatting as we made our way to my grandma's house. Nice spot. Machiko's Cafe. It was a quaint cafe with an open terrace so that the view could be enjoyed with the food and drink served. It was usually open during lunch, but now there were no customers to be found.
声かけられた時、ナンパかと思っちゃったよ。いるんだよね、観光に来た人でさ。
I would imagine. I'm sure it does. I was still finding it hard to believe how different my good friend looked now. How do you deal with guys like that?
彼氏いるからって言って断るかな。しつこい時はさっきみたいに海へ飛び込んで逃げる。
Wow. She said while mimicking the dive she did earlier.
そのための水着だからね。
Okay. Reasonable. So you wear it all the time?
うん。
As Chisa struck a dramatic pose, her breasts squished together, creating some impressive cleavage. Focus, Hiroki. Stay focused.
どうした？
Nothing. I could feel the blood rushing to my face.
もしかして。
Busted! Chisa's gaze wandered down to her chest.
なわけないか。
Without waiting for an answer, she went into the back door and called out my grandma.
マチコばあちゃん、ヒロキが着いたよ。
There was no reply.
聞こえてないのかな。
She probably doesn't want to get up since her legs have gotten pretty bad. Don't worry, I got it from here. I picked up my bags and entered the cafe. But when I did... And we're going to hold it right there. So, I want to appreciate everyone for watching this episode this time around. Hopefully you're getting a kick out of it. If you like what you saw this time around, maybe consider leaving a like, maybe leave a comment, let me know what you think. And also, if you want to see more, maybe if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. So with that, we're going to see what happens on the next episode. And until next time, happy mixing, everyone.